Hey, it's Tony talking car biz. Here's a rare duck. We're going to take this one for a spin. 2024 Toyota RAV4 TRD Off-Road Edition. What a great vehicle. Hey, we're going to take this one for a test drive. I'll show you all the great features on the inside, and then watch for videos to come on the exterior overview and the interior overview on the TRD Off-Road for 2024. Here we go. So on the inside, there is a ton of standard features on the TRD off-road package. This has the TRD all-weather package as well. So that provides me with a heated steering wheel, heated seats, the all-weather floor liners, electronic front window de-icer. Now this, as the TRD Pro Off-Road, also has the smart keyless entry system. So I get two remote keyless fobs. Don't need to take them out of your pocket or purse. Just leave them in, grab the door handle, away you go. We do have a power lift gate on here, so there's a button to do that as well. Let's go ahead and fire it up. We have push button start, so foot on the brake and hold the button in, and it starts up right away. Now, first thing you'll notice is the sound of the engine. The TRD Off-Road is a full gasoline power plant. So this is the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, 16-valve 4-cylinder gasoline engine, 219 horsepower. No hybrid available on the TRD Off-Road Edition. So let's get started, and we'll talk about it a little bit more as we go down the road. It is a nice cool day here in Wisconsin. It's 35 degrees, overcast, typical winter day in Wisconsin. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the automatic temperature control. We have driver and front passenger controls here, and we can sync that up so that they run at the same temperature. But if you want to shut out the passenger side because you want to save a little extra fuel, you can go ahead and hit the button here, and you can actually turn off the heating and air conditioning on this side of the driver's compartment. Heated steering wheel, leather wrapped, and a leather wrapped shifter as well. We'll go ahead and shift it into drive, and we'll head out on the road here, and I'll keep talking about the vehicle as we drive. So I'm going to go ahead and change out the sound system here. This has the new buttonless, quote unquote, buttonless sound system. There's only one button, and it's the volume and the on and off button. All the other switches have been removed. There used to be switches all the way down both sides of the head unit here, but those have all been removed, and now it's much more responsive, so you can just tap and use your fingers to navigate on the screen. Not going to spend a lot of time on the screen for this test drive, so we'll go ahead and just turn that off. We can actually go down here, and we can go to the display settings. Oops, sorry, go back one. That's how sensitive it is, and we can go ahead and turn that off if we want to turn that off as well. So lots of different settings in there, and you can see it's very responsive, much more responsive than it used to be. Jump out here on the Odana Road here in Madison. We'll head to the right here and get started. So we're here at Smart Toyota on Odana Road in Madison. This is Smart Toyota here on the right hand side. Family owned and operated for over 115 years. So been in the part of the community, the Madison community, for a long time, a very long time. So we'll get out and we'll take this for a spin. Now the idea behind the TRD Off-Road is it is just for that. It's built for off-road driving. So the ride's going to be a little bit different than, say, you would see on an XLE or an XLE Premium. Of course, we've got a different wheel and tire setup. We've got a different suspension setup. I'll do another video on the exterior, and we'll go ahead and at that point we'll talk about the wheels, we'll talk about the suspension. But for this video, I really just want to give you my thoughts on the ride and the drive for this. So for me, it feels a little bit more rugged than, say, the XLE or the limited edition, and that's by design on here. One of the things that I really appreciate with what Toyota's been doing on most of their vehicles is they've oversized the outside mirrors. So on this vehicle, these mirrors on the outside are power operated. They're also heated outside mirrors, and we do have blind spot monitoring in those as well, but they're oversized, which is nice, especially if you're going to tow a small camper or a small boat or a trailer behind here. It gives you a tremendous amount of visibility and very few blind spots as a result. And then the windshield itself is huge, and the visibility out here is great. This tablet, while it's bigger than it's ever been, it really doesn't obstruct your view at all down the road. So really great visibility out the front. This one does come standard with the old school manual day-night mirror. It doesn't have the backup camera in it. It doesn't have the larger frameless mirror. So it's just your standard rear view mirror on here. Now I just started this one up and it's already feeling pretty nice and toasty in here. I'm just going to get a little bit of the warm air coming through the vents here. Now we have electric power steering, and the nice thing about the electric power steering is it's speed sensitive. So the faster I go, the tighter the steering gets to make it handle better out at high speeds, and then the slower I go for parking or even that off-road driving, the more power steering I get from the electric power steering system. Makes it easier to steer the vehicle. The one thing about electric power steering is you tend not to get as much feedback through the steering wheel of the road as, say, the old rack and pinion steering system, but this is pretty nice, pretty responsive. On this side of the steering wheel are all your cruise controls, your dynamic radar cruise control, lane tracing assist, and then some controls down here if you want to control the sound system or change the stations on the sound system. On the left-hand side are the controls for the information cluster, and this has the larger 7-inch virtual instrument cluster with the trip meter and the compass and all of your safety settings in there, but it still has the traditional needles, mechanical needles in terms of your tachometer, your fuel gauge, and your temperature gauge. And then this is kind of a black, white, and red to match up with the sporty red interior accents. Don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's actually red stitching in the dashboard. This is a fabric, Soft-Tech fabric, actually sewn onto the dashboard, so it's a really high quality look and feel. And then down here in the center, they use red accents, and let me see if I can just move my camera up a little bit. So I'll tilt my camera down here, and you can see there's red accents around the storage compartment here. The bezel here is all red. Cup holders are red. They used to have red inserts here as well. I don't know why they did away with those. On the Adventure Edition, they have orange in there. Here's your heating and ventilated seat controls down here. Traction control. There's a little storage cubby here with a rubber liner on it so things don't slide around. This is not wireless charging. There's 12 volt, and then there's a USB 1.0 down there as well, as far as the ability to charge, but no wireless charging for your smartphone in that area. On this side, we've got our wiper controls. We have front washer wiper and rear washer wiper, and both of them are intermittent settings. And then over on the left-hand side, we've got our headlight controls with automatic high beams, automatic on and off, and then LED fog lights are standard on the TRD Off-Road Edition. So go ahead and drop that sunroof back down. So now hopefully you can see out the front a little better. And we got a green light, so we're going to have a rolling start going up onto the Beltline Highway here, but we'll punch it, give it a sense of how fast it is. So basically 60 miles per hour to the top of the ramp at a rolling start. I would say it's not a powerhouse. You're not going to win any drag races with this, but that's really not the intent of this vehicle. Give you a chance to listen for the wind noise. And it's very smooth. I mean, clearly I've got a very smooth road. A little bit of snow out there, but none on the road. But a very smooth ride. fairly quiet. I've got the visor or the shade open on the sunroof up there, so you do get a little extra wind noise. The sunroof is not open though. And you can see you probably can't see, but I've got blind spot monitors coming on, letting me know that there's folks over in this lane here. And the turn signal has a 3 flash feature, so if you just tap it once, it'll flash 3 times, and then it automatically cancels itself. It's great for making lane changes or indicating you're getting off the highway. Nice braking system. Anti-lock brakes, of course, all the way around. Traction control, all-wheel drive, and this is a conventional all-wheel drive with a drive shaft and a rear differential. Then way down here, and I know you can't see it on the camera, but we've got Eco, Normal, and Sport for the shifting of the transmission, and then we've got some off-road settings for mud and sand, snow, and I believe it's snow and dirt. So you can go ahead and change those things out. There's also a snow button, and there's a downhill assist control down here as well. I mentioned there's some red trim down in here, but there's also this silver trim that they use all the way around the bezels up and over the dashboard on that side. Of course, we have a driver's side airbag, passenger side airbag, and then side curtain airbags up front as well. There's a nice storage shelf over here, and that's a rubber liner on there so things won't slide around. Got a nice sized glove box with owner's manuals, of course, and the glove box does have a key lock on there, so there is some added level of security. The armrest, which you can't see, does have 2 USB-C charging plugs down underneath there. It is not lockable, but it is a nice deep one, so there's plenty of storage up there. And then there's pockets, map pockets on the doors, bottle holders on the doors, cup holders, bottle holders right here in the center. So you've got up front, you've got 4 different places to put your bottles or your cups. And then, as I mentioned, we've got some controls over here: electronic front window de-icer, power liftgate control, automatic high beams control, and then electronic rear window defrost controls over there as well. So just a really nice refined vehicle. If you're looking for something to do some light off-road driving with, this is probably the one to go with. Of all of the RAV4s, this is the one to go with if you're looking to do some off-road driving. None of them are really built for heavy off-road driving, but this is the closest thing to it. So if you like this video, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up on it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know. Be happy to answer or try to answer them for you. This vehicle is for the Canoecopia, which is an event here in Madison coming up, so it will be on display at Canoecopia. It's not for sale right now, but it may become available for sale after the event. So it is here at Smart Motors Toyota in Madison, and we'll be here until Canoecopia. So if you want to stop by and take a look at it, you can. Again, it's not for sale. It's not available for public test drives, but if you wanted just to see what it looks like, look at the features, maybe sit inside it, that's an option for you. Just give me a call or send me a message, and I'll make the arrangement for you to be able to do that. So this is Tony talking Car Biz. Thanks for watching.